Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more! Oh, Kami, didn't you do the same thing if you just got done Let's Playing the same game for 70 episodes over the course of 3 months? Don't blame me. Anyway, Kirby's Epic Yarn. In the last episode, we grew this beanstalk and oh, this is such a tough climb that took so long. I totally had to rest for the past day to be able to do that. Alright, so, in the last episode, we cleared Rainbow Falls, Flower Fields, and we helped out some very terrible stereotypes. And in this episode, how about we just cut to the chase and we go into the Big Bean Vine. As I'm sure you noticed, there's a bit of a watering can patch area right beside it. Maybe we'll water it and get to see what's even higher up in the sky through this beanstalk. But anyway, this is immediately one of my favorite songs. By the way, that's so adorable how that Waddle Dee there is just so scared because the Waddle Dee beside her is just shooting arrows off. I won't dare kill that one. I mean, I'll kill this one, but I won't kill the other one just because the Waddle Dee's just like, no, don't do it. I don't want you to get hurt. No. But anyway, as you can see here, these bean plants, they have little green gems in them that you can actually collect. So, again, more creativity. I'm just going to be saying the word creativity like nuts here, but anyway. Let's go ahead and grab that crystal star right off the bat to get ourselves a bunch of points. And I should mention, these archer Waddle Dees, you can actually grab their arrows in midair and throw them back at them. I recommend just grabbing their bow and doing the exact same thing, though, because their arrows can be a little hard to catch because you can only whip in 8 directions, and so their O's kind of Their arrows! I put bow and arrow together to make a really stupid word. Their O's. They kind of travel at an arc, and they can be not the easiest thing in the world to grab. Right there we have Lattice, which is our first of 3 items. So, we're already 30% done. And right over here, we have a new enemy, Balloon Waddle Dees. Again, not everyone in the world's out to hurt you all the time, and these guys are no exception. However, these guys here are jerks. These are Don-Dons. They will launch Hadokens at you. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's meant to be a reference to something like that. It's just like, they do get tired after launching their blasts at you, but yeah, they're not really that hard to worry about. They can only fire straight in front of them, and they get tired afterwards. So, just so long as you're patient, they shouldn't be too bad. And I will say this, by the way. A lot of people, speaking of Street Fighter, do say that, like, you know, Ken is cheap. I mean, we've all heard that Ken is cheap. I mean, no one's ever not heard that. But the thing is, I'll be brutally honest about that whole thing about Ken being cheap. If I was in a fist fight to the death, and I could friggin' throw fireballs out of my hands in a fist fight whenever I wanted and have unlimited use of it, I probably wouldn't do anything else in a fight either. Seriously, would you honestly do anything else if you could throw fireballs in a fist fight? No, I didn't think so. Anyway, right here, another new enemy, the Sulkworm. You're going to go ahead and throw its wads back at it, its web wads. It's going to come down on the ground, and you can just simply ground pound it to destroy it. Alternatively, you can throw 2 things at it, and it will go down. So, that's really about it. Back there with the button fly, there was actually some kind of cool mechanic that I wanted to show off because it looked different when it was rolled up into a wad, but it was more of a wad of yarn than a ball of yarn, and that is actually different, believe it or not. But unfortunately, I was not able to show that right there. So hopefully we'll find another button fly soon so I can actually show what I wanted to show. But anyway, yeah. So we're just climbing up this Big Bean Vine, having a good time. And let's go ahead and I canceled out his Hadouken with the body mass of his own brethren. That's kind of gruesome, actually. Ah, here we go, button fly. Okay, so the button fly, if you toss it straight up, as you'll see there, it's homing. It can break off into 3 and go out in a fan shape if you throw it in front of you. Or if you throw it straight up, it will turn into a homing shot that can hit up to 3 enemies no matter where on screen they are. So, the button flies are actually good for something. They're not just useless enemies that don't hurt you. They basically are a free attack. If you see just 1 black area on it, it only homes in on 1 enemy. But if you see 3, it will home in on 3. So, there is actually a difference between those types of enemies. There's some bat-like enemies that will always turn into 3, that kind of stuff. So that's basically just a core basic mechanic that I wanted to get out of the way that I didn't explain before. So let's go ahead and jump onto these Waddle Dees because I see the last treasure chest just over there, and I would like to grab that if at all possible. Sorry, Waddle Dee. You don't get hurt from fall damage if that makes you feel better, so I didn't do anything to physically harm you. You just had to fall and have to ride your balloons back up. That's it. Or you can just walk off into the clouds forever. Forgotten by the GPU. Never to be seen again. I try to justify my violence, but I didn't get 5 stars. Okay, that was my first instance of it. I already had a gold rank, so I didn't need to get more stars, but Trust me, there's going to be later levels where I'm on the very verge of getting a gold rank, and it's going to land on nothing. So, it might not have happened yet, but it will. It will. You will be. I don't know why I quoted Yoda in a Kirby game, but anyway. We got the watering can patch already, so... Ooh, my clever foreshadowing. No, okay, not really. It's not really clever, but... I can pretend like it is, right? Maybe? Alright, now we gave that bean both soil and water. We didn't have to give it sunlight, though. And, what do you know? It is time for the boss, Fangora. But before we head off, I would like to do something in town really quick. You might recall that we went through Rainbow Falls in the last episode, which, if you didn't, it's right there. It's got a gold medal on it. Trust me, we did it. That's about the best I can give. Let's go ahead and head to Kirby's pad. I didn't really need to go to Kirby's pad. I could have just gone to Quilty Court, or I should say Quilty Court. That's fun to say. And like I said, this is my house. I can put chairs on the ceiling if I feel like it, because it's my house. Anyway, so I'm having a good time here, if you couldn't tell. So, those furniture items that we found in Rainbow Falls, you might recall they looked an awful lot like the silhouettes that we need to put in room 201. So how about, let's grab the Rainbow Arc. And you see right here, the other item we need is in a level that we've yet to go to. So I kind of just came here to respond to all the comments telling me that I had the furniture items to come here after beating Rainbow Falls. Because in reality, it does look a bit like the outdoor bath, but I do not have the furniture items. I just wanted to do this to kind of respond to the people thinking that I could do this room when in reality I can't. Let's go ahead and head to Grassland. You use the minus button to pull it up, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that, but you can press minus to bring up the world map, and you can just instantly go to any world. So that becomes useful later on when there's a lot more worlds, because this is not the final boss? Really? Okay. Let's go ahead and head inside. Let's fight Fangora. By the way, if you think that combination of Fang and Angora, you know, for a fabric pun is a really terrible pun for a boss, get used to it! That was him saying that, not me. You saw how big his mouth was open. But anyway, Fangora. As you'd guess for first boss, quite easy. And look at this. Wispy Woods is not the first boss in a Kirby game. Yeah! Never thought you'd see the day. Well, unless you played Amazing Mirror, Squeak Squad, and about 2 other games. But yeah, he is not. Now, you see there he went into the background. His position is not locked into place in the background like, you know, Meta Ridley or somebody like that. Instead, his position's locked into place when he's below you. So what you want to do is you just want to stand in place and then just dash out of the way of him as you see the clouds moving up. So that's pretty easy. What he's going to do here is he's going to launch some fireballs, and if you just jump over them and fire them at him, you can get some extra gems out of him. In fact, this is how you're meant to get the highest rank in this. As you might notice there as well, there is another slot beyond the gold rank. Bosses have what I like to call the platinum rank. Usually you have to figure out some kind of secret or gimmick about the boss to be able to do that. In that case, it's throwing the fireballs back at him. It adds replayability to the bosses if you've never played this game before, and I personally like that idea. So the clouds are moving up, so let's dash out of the side, and there, he can't hurt us. If we were just moving from side to side, there'd be a really realistic chance that he could hurt us, because he would always just come up wherever we currently were. So, you see there, he's looking pretty worn down. So, one more hit, and he should be pretty much done. So he's going to go ahead and blow us back. We're going to grab that. Let's jump up and throw that at him. Get some extra gems, and I believe we already have the platinum rank without even needing to hit him another time. He's going to go ahead and do that. He's going to do it again, and he's going to do it a third time. Could you tell this is the third hit? No? Well, kapow!
We did it! We got the magic yarn! The magic yarn shimmered and spiraled and swirled high into the sky. The yarn weaved its way into the fabric of the kingdom and stitched 2 pieces of patch land together. Grumble, grumble. Kirby's tummy was growling, so he went searching for food. Too bad there aren't any tomatoes up here, he thought. Suddenly, the tree started rocking back and forth. Kirby thought it was an earthquake until he saw Prince Fluff shaking the tree. This is how we get food in Patchland. Kirby tried to hang on for as long as he could, which wasn't very long at all. Look at all that, Fluff cried. Kirby was so angry that he ran after Fluff. He chased him for so darn long that he forgot all about being hungry.
I love that line. He chased him for so darn long that he forgot all about being hungry. Alright, and that does it for Fangora. And that's going to open up World 2 for us. However, because we got Platinum rank when fighting Fangora, we got ourselves an extra patch that we would not get otherwise. This will open up Mole hole. Sounds like a very disgusting body part. Okay, never mind. Anyway, we have a new level open up to us, which I think we will tackle in the next episode. So next time on Kirby's Epic Yarn, we're gonna head into the mole hole, and maybe we'll find out what this extra door here is for. We've gotten 100% in a bunch of levels, but not this one. Maybe we'll see what that is then. Alright, see you guys then.